Penguin Friend review, guys. Get right to it. Action! What's going on, Alamo City Movie Talk fans? As always, I'm your host, Ryan D. aka Ryan680.
I'm Angela, that Cloudy Ange.
And this is Alamo City Movie Talk, guys. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day. You know what to do, guys. Like, share, subscribe, and hit that little bell notification to get notified for our movie reviews like this one and trailer reactions. What are we talking about today, Angela?
So this one's been on our radar for a little bit.
Yeah.
I love the main actor.
Ever since we saw the trailer, we've been sold.
And I'm not too much of a fan of animal movies, only because I am such an animal lover. And, you know, if anything bad happens, plus all those animal movies we saw when we were younger, like My Dog Skip and Homeward Bound, where, you know, there's a lot of sad scenes. I can't handle it. But
oh yeah, so Homeward Bound, Free Willy, Flounder.
I never saw that one.
I think it was Flounder. It was a sea.
But yeah, so on trend with that,
Disney really knew how to traumatize us as we were growing up and everything. They really did.
Don't get me wrong, I love animals. All animals.
What was it? Sassy. Chance. Oh man, Shadow.
No,
oh,
I
man.
can't.
Yeah.
But so this one,
My Dog Skip.
I was a little bit hesitant about seeing it because it has such a heartwarming message. But I was like, I know instantly it's going to make me cry, and I'm still kind of teared up from it. But this one, I was really excited to watch it. Yeah. So today we're reviewing My Penguin Friend. My
Penguin Friend, guys, tells of a story, inspired true story, an enchanting adventure about a lost penguin rescued from an oil spill who transforms the life of a heartbroken fisherman. They soon become unlikely friends, so bonded that even the vast ocean can't divide them. First and foremost, and I do want to say, I love it when inspired. I don't know what it is. There's always a niche for it. And for me, I feel like that with any movies, anything like that, I get more sucked in because they're either inspired by true events or they're inspired by a true story or is based on a true story. So when the movie really starts off like that, I really get intrigued and I kind of like want to look up stuff. We want to look up like Google certain things and just research. And again, I don't know if that's just us thing or I feel like majority of moviegoers probably do that. Yeah. Just to get another insight, or maybe there's a documentary about this and they made it into a movie. You know, there's so many different scenarios, right? This also stars Jean Reno, Adriana Barraza. And first and foremost, I also do want to say, one of the things that I really did enjoy about this movie was the straightforward story here. We got a straight story out of here. There was nothing out of the ordinary, I would say.
It's straightforward. Yeah. You get it from the trailer.
By roadside attractions, guys. Thank you so much for giving us the online screener, by the way.
Yeah, you get it straight from the trailer. Like you get the sense of what's going to happen. It's this penguin who, like you mentioned in the synopsis, it has like an oil spill. It kind of comes upon this fisherman. And, you know, he cleans them up and they become like unlikely friends. They have this bond that lasts over several years. And he comes and returns to the fisherman every year. Yeah. And so it's just a heartwarming message of how like friendship can transcend like different species. It's great. Yeah. So you get a sense of what happens in the trailer. No surprise. But I will say I didn't expect to cry as much. Just because it's so touching and it's so... Gosh, like you want the best to happen in the end. You want the best to come out from what happens, and you get a little bit of backstory from the fisherman. Yeah, and so it's just so touching. And I, like I said, I didn't expect to cry as much. I loved the performance for the main actor, Jean Reno. I know I first saw him. I love the actor in general, but I remember I first saw him in the 1998. Godzilla movie, and I loved him in there.
So I'm gonna do you one better. The first time I saw him was the Professional, and he was fantastic in there with Gary Oldman. It was a great cast. And then of course I saw him. I remember him. Yeah, and I agree. He was the French. I think the French police, or like it was something to do with like that with the Godzilla movie. And take it with a grain of salt. I mean, that Godzilla movie, it's all right. I mean, it's still a small guilty pleasure of mine. Do I watch it all the time? No, not really. Do I watch it once a year? No. Probably once every blue moon, every red moon.
When the feeling comes to it, But anyways, I love the actor, and so I was really sold on it just mainly because of him. And I really liked all the other rest of the cast too. I think Adriana.
So Adriana,
fantastic.
She did a great job in here, especially with the chemistry between her and Jean. So
her husband.
her and her husband and everything. And something I did not know, like how they really gave us into insight into exactly what happened in this movie and everything. We're not gonna spoil it for you whatsoever because that's a spoiler and everything. Anyone, or if you want to just look it up, that's fine. But the main focus of this is some trauma that happens between them two, that trauma, and it really and I love how and the message I got out of this movie, I'm gonna say it right now. The message I got out of this movie, guys, is the fact that love can come from any formation of love, from anywhere, from animals to humans to just, you know, we always talk about when it comes to human love, whether it's music, art, movies, just I'm trying to think of what else, like just sculptures, like just different forms of love. And I feel like that with this one, it definitely hit that note to where love could also come back from animals at the same time. And something I didn't even know, something and not just like a pet though. That's the thing too. I really,
a bond.
Yeah, like a bond where this penguin can literally not come back and chooses to come back, and he doesn't even have it on a leash. It's not like a dog or a cat
he's not a pet.
or anything like that. Not even a hamster or a snake or anything like that. It's right.
But I agree. Like it just highlights the friendship that's lasted for such a long time, for years, where the penguin comes back. Not only does he come back every year around the same time, he travels hundreds of miles to see his friend, and it's really cool to see. And it's just, you know, it's such a touching story because everyone around him just so astonished by this story. Like, you know, it tells in the movie how researchers who are studying the behavior of penguins, they're like, oh, he's so friendly. It's just astonishing. We don't see this very often. The villagers are surprised that he comes back. He becomes a recognizable figure in this little town. And even like a documentary crew comes in and, you know, wants to showcase and tell the world. So it's such a really cool story to see. And it's really cool to see it portrayed on the big screen. And I think it's such a touching story. Prepare to cry because I'm a crier. I cry. But I love the cast. I think that it was such a great job. And I think people, if you love heartwarming, touching, almost inspirational stories, you're probably going to like this one because it's right up that alley. And again, we don't want to spoil too much, but I thoroughly enjoyed it.
You did. Okay, good. And same here as well. There's a lot of special moments in here. Granted, there is some moments where the CGI is very, very, very noticeable. But again, though, this is not coming where a big budget film and everything. And I feel like the CGI has to be there on certain parts because you cannot film a penguin going through certain obstacles that it kind of goes through. So, but the penguin, there is obviously there's a penguin actor here, and you know he does a great job. I mean, I really enjoyed a lot of the moments in here, especially with the human interactions between them two, the husband and wife. And then also, of course, the CGI moments. Hey, I'm going to say this, you know, certain movies, that's the thing too. You have to really understand the perspective at the point of view that I'm coming at. So one of the point of views I'm coming at is that when I go to see a Marvel movie or Superman or James Gunn or any of those movies that are just high, you know, big budget movies, you have to expect CGI needs to be perfect or needs to be clear because this is a big budget movie. This is a first impression or whatever, right? Whatever the superhero movie. Typically, superhero movies are really big, huge budget.
Yeah, well, it's associated with a very big brand.
Yeah, exactly. Huge IP. So anyways, this one's a more smaller independent studio, roadside attraction, which done really good films, by may I add. And so when this one came out, after we watched it, I was like, oh, there's a few CGI moments that are really bad, but I'm all like, for me, that didn't ruin the movie for me. No. For me, that's not what I got out of it. For me, it was mainly because of the fact that there's special moments in here that are just genuine and just very heartwarming and really have tearing moments that just bring out the tears in people and everything, and it's crying moments. And it really was. It really was. It gets you really thinking and just gets you appreciate life even a little bit more. I'll say that. But yeah, ratings 1 out of 10. Tell me the highest, Angela. What do you give this rating?
This was such a. It was told so well, and again, it made me cry, and I don't watch animal movies. Like I said, I love the cast. I love the story that they told. Yeah. And at the very end, I love when, you know, based on true story movies do this, where they show actual photographs or actual footage of the real life person. the stories that we just saw, and they do that at the end, which I love it.
Yeah.
We get to see him with his penguin friend, and it was so touching to see and round out the movie with. And so I would say probably 7.5 for me, because I think it was it was so touching and so thoughtful, and I appreciate that the time and attention it took to actually bring this to life and tell the story, because I never heard of the story before.
Yeah, no, same here.
Really cool
I haven't heard this story either, and it's very inspirational in a way, and it definitely has those beautiful crying, tearing eye, heartwarming moments. And I mean, especially if you love animal movies and all that, we do suggest this movie. So if you love animal movies, be sure to check this movie out, because this movie is really good. It's a very touching story, and I feel like everyone needs to listen and just really watch this story unfold, because it makes you appreciate life a little bit more.
7.5.
7.5. Oh crap. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna give this a solid 7. I'm gonna give it a solid 7 out of 10.
Okay.
And because of the lead actor and the lead actress, both of them two dynamics were really good, because it really, I mean, it's a penguin, right? But it really relies on them to really have that chemistry, that niche, because they live in this house together, and they have to she has to coexist with this penguin, because she don't like the penguin for nothing. So
but then it grows on her.
It grows on you, just like anything else.
Just like when you make a bond with another animal. I mean, typically it's with a pet. I know the penguin's not the pet, but you grow they're used to their presence and the quirkiness and their little personality that they have, and they bring to your life. So I mean, the penguin grew on the wife, and she she just grew to love him back, and it was it had a lot of special moments, like you say. So I mean, it's pretty great.
Yeah, no, same. I mean, I enjoyed a lot of the moments in here as well. So, but yeah, we'll leave it at that, guys. Be sure to check this movie out at a theater near you. Be sure to check this movie out on Roadside Attraction and everything. And all right, was this the film that we deserved? I'm gonna say yes. Obviously, we are giving it above average rating. We do recommend this movie, guys. Be sure to check this movie out at a theater near you. And any final thoughts, Angela?
If you're on the fence, I'm not going to spoil it too much. Nothing bad happens, but get your tissues ready. I think you're going to have a good time, especially like you say, if you love animal movies, inspirational movies, messages. I think you're going to enjoy this movie. So give it a chance. And I think you might be pleasantly surprised. All right, guys. Thank you so much for making this a part of your day. You know what to do, guys. Like, share, subscribe, and see you at the movies. As always, I'm your host, Ryan D. You can call Ryan680. I'm Angela, that Cody Ange.
And this is Alamo City Movie Talk, guys. See you at the movies. Catch you later.